To talk about the future of the U.S. Postal Service's Postmaster General and CEO, Patrick Donahoe. Thank you so much for joining us, especially since you are not an entirely popular man on Capitol Hill these days.
Thank you for the invitation.
Let me play for you something that Senator Bernie Sanders also said when he looked at this plan to try to make the post office a little more profitable. Actually, this is from a quote from The Hill in which he said, "If the post office starts making these drastic cuts, which will lay off workers, slow down mail delivery, cut back on rural postal services and Saturday deliveries, they're going to give us a fait accompli. They will have made major irreparable decisions before Congress has time to act." So you are absolutely set on closing half of your distribution centers.
Here's the situation. The Postal Service is very important for the American economy and American society. And we take no taxpayer money. So what's happened over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, we've lost about 25% of our volume. The economy, email
right.
People paying bills online, and that's natural. We know that. So what we need to do, like any other responsible business, is to cut costs in order to get our finances back in order.
But aren't you making the very thing that helps you is speedy delivery of first-class mail, and now you're slowing it down. So don't you just drive people that are using the post office to the internet now to pay their bills, to get their news magazine off the internet? Aren't you just guaranteeing that this is the famous final scene for the post office down the line?
Many people are making choices to move there anyway. What we know from what the future of the Postal Service will look like, we'll be delivering business first class, advertising mail and packages. There is nothing in our plan at all that would have any slowdowns there. Matter of fact, we're working to speed the package delivery up. First-class mail, commercial mailers will be able to enter mail into our facilities that are remaining and get overnight service into a larger area of territory.
Are you not, speaking of larger areas of territory, some of these cuts will harm the rural areas and will be in places where people might not have, these are, in some instances, poorer areas who may not have access to the internet, whose only real way of getting things is the U.S. Postal Service.
We don't have any plans on doing anything differently in the rural areas than we do in the city areas. You know, one of the things we are proposing, besides the consolidations, as part of our $20 billion plan, is to move from 6-day to 5-day delivery. Post offices will remain open, though, so access to rural communities is still there.
But lines are getting longer, it's getting more expensive, it's getting slower. This is not a business plan for the future, it doesn't seem to a lot of people. It seems as though you are putting yourself out of business.
No, what we're looking at from an access standpoint, when you talk about lines, we are making a lot of changes there. 37% of Americans today buy postage and mail packages outside the post office, on the internet, at stores. We're trying to go from an access and retail standpoint where Americans go. So you're going to see us a lot more at shopping centers, at pharmacies, online, so it's more convenient. And we will eventually shrink down some of our footprint out there.
Why don't you, what would you have to raise the price of a first-cent stamp to be in order to deal with this huge deficit?
Here's the thing. If we wanted to not have to change deliveries on Saturday, keep 6-day going, we'd have to raise prices across the board 6.8%. That's a lot. That's a big increase. Now, if we wanted to maintain the number of processing facilities out there, a first-class stamp would cost about 57 cents. It's 44 today. We're moving it up to 45 cents. The key thing that we're looking at is this. We are facing this year, if we didn't get some action with Congress to delay a payment that we've got, we would have had a $10 billion loss. We've got to reduce costs in this organization by $20 billion, and that's what we're proposing to do.
I need, if I can, a one-word answer for you. How many workers will get laid off as a result of these closings? Not attrition. How many people actively will be told, I know you want a job, but you don't have one anymore?
It's our goal to have zero. We've reduced this organization headcount by 250,000. Never laid anybody off. I'm proud of that. We have 155,000 people that can retire. We want to try to move in that direction.
Postmaster General Patrick Donahoe, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Up next,